let them know how it's going to go.
So, all right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. On today's podcast, we're going a little bit different direction. As you can see here at the bottom, the big ugly ogre is not here this week with us. He'll be here on the next one. But this weekend, I had the pleasure of competing against probably one of the most talented drivers I ever had the opportunity to. Mick Gabriel is with us this week. So, round of applause.
Hey. How's it going, guys?
Yeah, I did sound effects too.
Yeah,
like clapping.
we'll do those. So I'm just gonna, I always start out with my opinion. So early 2021, I had heard the name Mick Gabriel before, but it wasn't huge, I guess, down here in Florida, right? So, and if it was me. I don't think you were doing a lot of 206. I'm not 100% sure, or 4-cycle, but it wasn't like, it wasn't all the time. And then all of a sudden 2021 hit, and it was like, winner, Mick Gabriel. Winner, Mick Gabriel. Fastest lap, Mick Gabriel. Winner, over and over and over and over and over. When I showed up this weekend to the race and I found out that I had the opportunity to race with you, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go take a look. I'm gonna have a see and see what it's all about. And let me tell you guys, he is as advertised. He is extremely fast. It doesn't matter what the cart is on or not on or what it might be. This guy drove with how many pounds on the seat to race heavy this weekend just for fun?
I think like 65 or 66, and we were still barely making 390 pounds in the heavy class, and that was all kind of last minute. So we were 1 pound light in qualifying. I think we were like 389, and we still were able to come from the back and win by a pretty good amount. And I had never driven a Coyote before, so like we were gonna run the Tillotson class the day before that, but the motor kind of took a poop on us, so we decided to throw a 206 on it. And yeah, thanks to John and Coyote for supplying a cart for me to run, and worked out pretty good. So it was fun to run against you guys in heavy. That was my first ever time in heavy. You didn't really know what to expect.
So probably not the best class to race against these guys.
And it was a mild weekend for him.
More than anything else they need to do.
Yeah, the fact there was only one wreck, the fact we only had one wreck all weekend in heavy, and
what?
And yeah, one wreck. That's it. And, and it involved myself as normal. It is.
Were you the one that tried to dive bomb me? Like when I think I went up to like second or third, and somebody spun out like right underneath me.
That was
that one side corner. Was that you?
No, that was 435. So you passed me, right? I snuck in behind you. I was like you passed me, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna stick right here for the whole race. I was like, this is fun. And all of a sudden, I see 435. He just dive bombs from like 3 or 4 car lengths back, and so then he slammed on the brake so he didn't hit you, and then he spun out and got me with the back of his bumper, and that was all she wrote.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I figured that might have been you or somebody else, because I about got cleaned out. I was like, oh shit, this is how it's gonna end already.
That's what heavy's all about, though. But that's what we do in heavy. You can
get so, right?
Like I have cleaned out
decides the whole face.
Yeah, I have cleaned out I've wiped out 6 TB carts before in one turn. No regrets. So
that's the worst.
No regrets. Yeah. So now, have you been spending a lot of time down here in Florida? That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you might be at SSKC as well.
Yeah, we'll be at SSKC next weekend. We'll be running the club race at Homestead this weekend. We haven't been spending a lot of time down here. So the thing is, like, we usually run the whole CKNA Northern Tour, which we did this year, and we ended up winning both championships again in light and medium. And so then we come to Florida usually around November, December, and kind of just migrate down here, because a lot of our customers want to run down here for months on months, and we stay down here, we test, we race, and we ended up having pretty good success over the past 7-8 months down here before. I think last winter we had pretty good success, and we're starting off pretty good down here so far. So we'll see how the rest of it goes. But we always love to come down to Florida. The competition's always super hot, and it always makes us better when we come up north. And I think we put a lot of heat on everybody up north when we come back from Florida, because you guys just make us a lot better than when we were before we came. So, it's great racing.
That touches the heart.
So I've mentioned
just the heart.
Does it really? I wasn't trying to be nice. I was just being kind of truthful, but if you
we'll take it either way. If you want to be nice and truthful, we'll take it both ways. That's good. So you're not really. So you don't live here in Florida then?
No, man, I live in Chicago.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
Democrat.
I don't want to go back. Yeah, no, it's too nice down here, man.
You
Yes.
come to a free state, it's okay.
Yeah, so
Exactly. You don't have to wear a mask or anything. It's kind of nice.
Oh, I haven't worn a mask in like a year, I think.
yeah, it's been a
Can't
while.
relate.
Yeah.
Can't relate.
So you
Yeah,
like to
it's
say
terrible
that
in
Florida, yeah, Florida has all the fastest drivers, and then I found out you were like, I looked it up, I was like, well, he's from the Midwest. I'm like, here I am talking crap. I was like, he's not even from Florida, but if you're here more than 30 days, that's residency, right? If you spend more than 30 days in Florida, it's residency, which makes you a Floridian, which makes you a Florida driver.
I guess
Well,
so, right?
you'll have
I
to
mean,
pay
I wouldn't
taxes,
mind being a
though.
resident of Florida at that point. I'm
So
much rather be here than up north, trust me.
So
So
are you gonna race heavy? Are you racing heavy from now on? Or are you gonna try to go to medium, or what are you trying to do? Where you just did the heavy just to try it?
I just did heavy just to try it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it again, like maybe like CKNA or any of that, maybe club races every now and then, but usually CKNA we stick to light medium. So unless we pull triple duty and run heavy, medium, and light, which is always possible. So
Because Gabe texted me, Miguel, you could totally race heavy. He's like, Mick is. I was like, well, he's probably got a shit ton of weight on that fucking cart. First of all, and second of all,
well, yeah.
these guys are assholes, and they don't want to help me with my cart regardless because it's already heavy as it is. Because I only weigh 140. So for me to make the 350 class, I'm putting about good 45, 50 pounds of lead weight. So to make 379,
Yeah.
I'd rather race on a center block with wheels, basically. At that point. I would
I
never
weigh
make
100. Yeah, I weigh 130, so it's always a stretch for me to make medium weight. Usually, even my OTK. But luckily the OTK, yeah, dude. Luckily the OTK is a pretty heavy go kart, so I still got to put about 45, 50 in for medium, but I still got to put like 25, 30 in for light. So, and it's like the Coyote and some of the American carts are so light that like, I got to put in 70, 80 ridiculous amount of weight for those go-karts compared to the heavier OTK. So
the American chassis are lighter because they got the cheap metal shit they're using now.
Yeah.
No offense, no one. Someone's gonna take offense quick to that. Thanks a joke.
Nah. Oh, I'm sure.
now you said earlier your customers. So you're owner operator of AEM?
So I'm basically half owner. The main owner is Chris Serdenik, who I work for. My dad and I work for up north. He kind of basically helps us run the race team from like a financial side, and kind of got us set up in the whole deal. And because my dad and I, we're not really business guys, we're just flat out racers. So I was working at a racetrack for a while up north, and he kind of caught his eye on me and started sponsoring me a bit. And we opened up this race team called AEM a year ago, and just kind of got it going and busted on the scene CKNA with it, and had a lot of success so far. And he's been helping us along the way to get this thing all rolling, and we've acquired customers along the way and made a nice race team out of it. And we're growing in 4-stroke and 2-stroke going into next season. So, X30, KA, 206, Hilton, that platform is kind of a shaky topic. I'm not sure what you guys think about it, but it could take off. It couldn't. I don't know. We'll be around if it does, but I highly doubt it, honestly.
The only thing do anything about it till since the payouts. That's it. But I haven't heard really good things
That's
about
it,
the
honestly.
Yeah. Payouts.
I mean,
Orlando
liability problem.
Yeah, I was gonna say Orlando's done some really good payouts with the 206 races. I don't know if you've seen that. So Andre's done a really good job of just trying to let the 206 program grow in Orlando. So he throws a race, his race series is 8 to 12 races for 206. They're half a day races. So we get there at 7 and you're out by 1 o'clock. You don't mess around.
Really?
The finals are 25 laps, 25 to 28 laps, somewhere in there. They're exhausting.
Damn.
So
it's long.
It's a
long
30-minute
206 race. Yeah.
yeah, it's a test.
That sounds like an X30 race to me.
It is.
After 15, I'm like, go round.
Yeah. After 15, I'm
We're
like,
gonna fight you anymore.
clock me. So,
Right.
I'd love to see a shootout here in Orlando with you guys. I mean, I don't want to say with the light guys, but realistically, I mean, with you, if we could get Colin, who's extremely fast, Miguel Jr. I always forget the kid with the long blonde hair, really fast. Corey
Tolles.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm greedy. I like shit to be easy for me, right? So if I could get this in Orlando, I was talking to John over the weekend. He's like, "Oh, come to see KNA." I was like, "But that's in Jacksonville or up north somewhere." I said, "Why can't we do it in Orlando?" So I'm gonna start bothering.
You know, that's a good thing. Like, that's a good question because, like, we've been all kind of waiting for a big shootout 206 race to happen. Like, you know, Miami does their thing with the, with 2,500 or $5,000 to win their stuff in Mooresville. Like, why can't we do something in 206 to where, you know, 206 like medium or light? Like, why not race for $3-4 grand? Like, why not?
What would be the
have a big shootout race at the end of the race?
What do you think is an acceptable entrance fee for something like that?
$300-400 with tires
with a stock motor, no built. I think we need stock motors.
No steel edges?
Straight out of the box.
Oh no!
Straight out of the box. I think personally.
You know, that's a good idea. Like, if they just handed us motors out of the box and bolted on all, you know, whether it be a spec chassis or
like
our own chassis, why not? Yeah, let's see who the best driver is.
Yeah,
exactly.
No longer motor.
I like that idea.
Tuner and driver. That's it. You tune the cart properly. You drive the shit out of it. Screw the motors. And plus, that's why 206 was built anyways, for a spec class. You know.
Good idea.
I agree. I think
that's a good idea.
Show up with your own motor in the box, a Briggs box, not someone else's box. Put it on the cart, pull on it, and go.
I
like the idea of that. Yeah.
So I'm gonna start bothering Andre again. See, because like this weekend they're doing a 206 only.
Good.
Yeah. So this weekend they're doing an only 206 event in Orlando. I'm not racing. Miguel, you're racing this weekend?
Probably not.
You should.
I want to save it. I want to save my brand new motor for Miami. I'll be out there. I'll literally be in Homestead in medium with a motor straight out of the box from 206. I just bought it from TS. I haven't even taken it out of the box. I haven't even looked at it. And I'm literally going to put it together, break it in, and go to Homestead with it. I'm going to see how I do. If I do all right, I'll feel better with myself.
Or go backwards.
We'll leave the tuning out of it.
Yeah, but
it's going to be a full send.
I'm going to start bothering Andres. Now, here's the thing with Andre, and I'm going to tell you what he says every time. He goes, I don't care what you do. He literally says, I'll let you guys do whatever you want as long as it's done by 1 o'clock. That's his only rule, realistically. That's what he always
says. Be done by 1. Wow.
Because at 1 o'clock, the rentals start. So but think about it. If you're running only 206s and he looks at the cadet, he doesn't really do anything with cadet. So he does light, senior, and masters. So 3 classes. First practice goes out at 7:30. Next one is out before 8 o'clock. Like it goes very quick and a good pace, and you get probably an hour of track time, which is more than that we would get at any other local. So he runs it like a tight ship. Sure. You crash and get hurt, they push you off and they keep going. They don't. He don't play around. So. Certain
toss you over the wall if you're broken.
Yep, flagpoles have been taken down and it just keeps going. But man, that would be something for 2022. So who do you think would be your hardest competition if we did something like that?
Usually anytime I come down here, Colin's usually my toughest competitor usually. I remember me and him had a really good race at the first South race in White. We went back and forth, and every time we race against each other, it's usually me and him head to head. Corey's always there. Coyote boys are fast, but it's usually me and Colin.
So I don't know who are the Coyote boys?
Depends. It could be Massimino, it could be Jars and Crack. They've had their good races and they've had their so-so races, but I mean, usually up north, like we got to go up against RLV with Sophia Story and all them. They're usually our main competitors up north. But when we come down south, it's usually Colin. So, you know, VLR either way, it seems like we got to deal with from north to south. You know, so it seemed like at the Graves this year, you know, Coyote was really fast. We ended up qualifying, I think, second in both classes for them. But you know, it's everybody. There's so much parity in 206. Like, you know, Lawson's really quick, and you know, there's so many good drivers in the top 10, top 15 that can win any weekend. That, you know, it's always a toss, and that's what makes 206 racing awesome. It's all chess match and racecraft. So much of it comes into play, and your racecraft has got to be so on point to win these big races or any CKNA event in general. So you don't have to be the fastest guy. You can be 3-4 tenths off and still win because you can outsmart anybody at will. So that's kind of the game. It's not all about speed, man.
Or luck.
Or luck.
Yeah,
we'll take luck.
You don't want to rely on that, though. But
We'll take luck.
I guess it's tricky, right?
It got lucky.
Yeah, it's
like a fuel line broke inside the fuel tank, and you won that race with barely hanging on there.
Yeah, so the last race during Rock Cup, like I was fourth, and I was just chilling. I said, well, it is what it is. And all of a sudden, the top three just got in a wreck on their own. And then that was it. You know, and then at the same time, the cart starts to misfiring with like 4 laps to go. I'm looking all over the place, the fuel line inside of the tank. So people, check your fuel line inside of the tank. Okay.
I've had that happen too.
Check it.
It sucks.
Did you have that fuel line restrictor though?
What was that?
Huh?
Did you have that fuel line restrictor though from Stewart?
No. So
we don't run the clear
Stewart
fuel line when we do that. We run a dark fuel line. You can't see if you run a dark fuel line.
Yeah, you're never gonna know if it's us.
I take my shit off the lawnmower. I'll put it on there, and I take it off my go-kart, put it back in the lawnmower, and cut grass on Sunday.
Plus, I never finished top 3. So I never go to tech, so who knows any different? I don't go to tech.
I don't go to tech either.
Gabe hits the brake right before he's gonna get 30. He's like, "Oh no."
Oh, man.
Listen, if I have an engine that's really good and I'm at a local, I'm gonna be like, I don't want this thing torn apart by this dude. I'm just gonna back up and you can have the little metal. I'm okay.
Everybody complained about my CKI and it never got tech past the carburetor.
That is true. We never found out.
Every time I take it carburetor, I'm like, okay, there you go. Everybody complained about it when it was only carburetor.
Yeah, but you could say so. How probably
I blow it up before they can check it really good. I put a hole right through the fucking block.
Yeah. It's crazy how the evolution of 206.
That's a good plan right there.
206 kind of evolved so quickly. I remember 3 years ago, you know, you would barely hear, like, if you heard somebody failing tech, it's because they had like clearly the wrong jet, or you know, the spark plug thing kind of came around. But then after that, the game just kind of accelerated so quickly. You got all these engine guys that came out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden you can't go to a local with an out of the box engine, you know. It's amazing. So yeah. So actually last year
no one can drive anymore.
Yeah, most of the year I ran an out of the box engine. Even that Rock Cup event, it was out of the box. I kind of threw 2022 to the side, or 21 to the side, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna worry about my driving. And I think the issues that I'm having now, it's because my driving has gotten better. So now it's more of now working with the setup to get the most out of the car. So that's kind of where I'm at. So hopefully for SSKC, yeah. So this was probably the 4th time I go to Anderson, and now like your progression as a driver, people don't talk about that, right? So you buy a cart, you start racing, right? And years ago, somebody's like, Gabe, it's gonna take you 3 years, 3 maybe 4 to really start understanding what you're feeling on the track. Because of course, as an adult in a regular life, we don't get to go racing every weekend, unfortunately, right? And I would say, man, that's a really long time, and I'm coming up right on the 3-year mark. And this weekend was a perfect example where I'm out there in the final. I'm like, oh, you know, now I understand the cart was pushing in the morning. Then the track had a little bit of rubber, and then the cart was good and loose, and then it tightened up, and then I was hopping and tight all over the final. So
that goes all through your mind.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, why did I drink so much last night? I need to qualify good. I need to hope this race goes by. That's why I'm so quick, because I need to get the fuck off the track before I throw up in my helmet.
Mick, what goes to your mind in the middle of the race? Like, what are you thinking when you're out there?
I pay my bills.
Yeah, I just hit a red mist, honestly. I just zone out. I mean, I found the more that I think, the slower I go, honestly.
See, Miguel, I'm out there like, okay, I'm driving. I got my truck. I gotta make sure that I put this away and I put that away.
You're the worst.
Oh man.
And then half the time you take your cart home, you don't even look at it for like 6 months. I'm gonna go race tomorrow.
The car hasn't been cleaned since first round of SSKC.
That's nasty.
Well, it's your fault.
Fuck you. Why is it my fault?
You don't come over.
I don't think I've actually cleaned mine since Rock Cup, honestly. I've kind of neglected mine on accident, but I need to. It's just been like an off season. I think after the last Rock Cup, and it just kind of like I sold my motor, and then I said, oh, and then when they told me they're on back order, I just recently got it like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. After almost being motorless for like a month, I'm like, oh, SSKC's coming up. I'm freaking out now at this point. Like, what am I gonna do? So, which I'm not in the points anywhere near SSKC. I've had a horrible year this year, but I'm gonna finish it off. I've never not finish it off because it's just what I do. Not, you know.
So, Mick, are you ready for 206?
Yeah, we're probably gonna run 206 and X30. So same deal we did last week at Anderson. I think that's the only class they have, right?
Yeah, medium and heavy.
They got medium and heavy.
No, just medium. I don't have that many go-karts coming out of my ass right now.
So is there a certain brand that you prefer when it comes to 206?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty loyal to OTK. I mean, we've had good success with them, but I think I've proven I can get on about anything and win. But, I mean, the OTK, in my opinion, is you could run X30 with it, 206K and stuff. It works great. So, I mean, that's probably my preference. I'm sure you guys are diehard TVs. So, I mean.
Oh, yeah, I got a tattoo right on my back. No, I'm just kidding. That would be. I would have to get her shot and send me a check on that one if I did.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's all we really raced with. I mean, the first one was a TV, you know, ever since then we're just TVs, you know. I think Jorge's tried a bunch of other stuff, but Jorge can't really say much because he kind of weighs too much for a go-kart, you know. We've told him that 1,000 times. Huh?
Yeah, how much does he weigh? He's a big dude, ain't he?
Dude, he's like 220.
235.
Yeah, he looks big on those. Even on those videos, like even in person, like dude, looks like a whale. Like
he ate me, basically. You look at Jorge compared to me, I actually took care of myself and I stayed short and small. He went boom, boom. And he said, I'm gonna get into the less horsepower class and I'm gonna try to be fast. I mean, he's done good, but I think now it's 206.
Yeah. He was doing fine 2 years ago, and then he decided, you know, he's like, I gotta bulk up, and then all of a sudden he to the back. Yeah. It's bad when I'm passing him. That's
all
the
that beer. Yeah, all that beer, man.
Yeah, that's right. I got Ultra now. So my dad loved this. I didn't buy this, everybody. I buy Busch Light. This is actually expensive stuff. That's why I'm drinking it from him. He left it here when he came over, so.
Drink.
Nah, yeah, kind of. Not too much. I mean, I'm like you, man. I try to stay small and fast and all that. I'm not trying to get beer belly just yet. So
I really don't try anything. I don't even work out, man. I don't even take care of myself. No. I think I put extra salt in my fries, eat candy, drink beer. I mean, I do physical labor for work, but that's probably the only thing that's keeping me a shape. But other than that,
yeah.
Twig is it?
I'm not sitting there with weights like this and doing weight workout.
Yeah.
Not for me. Maybe for Gabe. He looks like a pretty boy that do that.
Yeah, I'm
yeah, he kind of does. Yeah.
I'm old enough for Masters. Like, I hide it well, but I'm old enough to race Masters. So, like, I'm waiting for.
How old are you?
I'm about to be 35. So I'll be 35 next.
Oh, I thought you were younger than that, dude. Like, I saw you at Anderson. I thought you were like 29, 30, maybe 31, maybe.
Yep.
I don't know.
So
I'll be 29 in January.
You look 40. So
I was gonna say he looks older than you, Gabe.
Yeah, I know, and that's because I have this.
I've had a rougher life.
You know, I haven't slept in like 2 months.
Stress and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, my goal is to go to like.
The beard.
Yeah, my goal is to go to CKNA, and I want them to be like, you can't run Masters, and I'll be like, ah, gotcha, there it is. Hold it up.
Have the idea around the neck. Like, what now?
Old enough.
ID badge.
Are you guys going to the Winter Nats this weekend at Jacksonville?
Miguel, you live to 15 minutes from the track.
I will probably be in Daytona for that.
Oh, Daytona.
Yeah, I will probably. I want to win the goddamn road race there. I'm fucking tired of going there and not winning that son of a bitch. So I think I'm gonna win it this year.
Have you?
I might show up with an animal. I might show up with an animal motor with a 206 housing and just ride it out.
There you go.
Have you done road racing before, Mick?
I've never done road racing, man. It looks pretty cool, but I would definitely try it. So.
You need to. It'll change your life.
Yeah. So put it in the schedule. Roebling is such a good start to road racing. It's such a fun track. 30-minute race there is probably the most fun you'll ever have in a go-kart, to be completely honest with you. So in a pack of carts. Yeah. So put it in the schedule. I don't know when that's happening, but it'd be nice.
It's like mid-March, I think. Mid-March. Look forward to mid-March.
So
yeah, I mean, isn't there like 90 go-karts in a 206 class in a road race? Like something like that?
It's like 40 or 50, pretty good. So bring the trailer, bring the old 3500 or the gooseneck, and bring all your go-karts. Everybody with 206. Even guys that race X30 put 206 on it. You don't put 206 on it, trailer load, be there. And I think it would be a good time. It'll change everybody's mindset. Holy shit, this is awesome. Because you can't go anywhere. You're not going to drive away to the race by yourself. You have to be like grouped up. And the fact that you're grouped up like 3 or 4 wide, it's intense. It makes you second guess, like, what the hell am I doing with my life in the middle of this pack? With people actually don't care.
There's nothing worse than going 70 miles an hour, side pod to side pod. You're just going like this, 70 miles an hour. And you just feel like all the wind going through you. And then all of a sudden you have a big wide sweeping turn. And all you do, you just stay at 70 and they just turn the wheel. And then you guys are just
that's where
side pod to side pod.
Yeah, side draft,
Yep. So
that's where Paul Rice originally does. He takes a couple of MGM guys up there to Roebling, and they'll do some road racing from the MGM guys. And Paul Rice will even race himself too. So I don't know. Paul Rice, MGM against AEM karting, and then TV.
Hey, you got something right there. We might do it then.
Exactly. All we gotta do is like say MGM and TV's gonna be there. Is AEM gonna be or what? Like that's how you do it. Call out. Like everybody, make you guys feel bad about not going.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. See? Like,
have you seen any of the improvements at Homestead?
Might have to actually go,
Yeah. Have you seen any of the improvements at Homestead yet, or not yet?
No, not yet. No, I've seen pictures, but nothing really. I mean, we'll be out there on Friday, so we'll see if they change the curbing and all that. So.
He's gonna get practice before XSKC. This is bullshit.
Of course he is, and he's going to.
I got nowhere to go. Like I'm not gonna go back up north.
So
I haven't been there in a year, so God only knows how it's gonna go for me. Should I even take it?
Calling a chassis from now, and then get.
I should bring my cheer pom pom. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. Probably just cheering everybody else on. Homestead's never been good to me at all. First time I went there, I broke an exhaust on the semifinal and then broke a chain for the final. And just like 6-hour drive, blew 2 tires in the trailer to come here to do this shit. And then Jorge ended up in the hospital for 3 days. That was the worst. That was the first time we went to Homestead. We blew 2 tires on the trailer. I didn't finish the semifinal or the final, and Jorge ended up in the hospital for 3 days.
Damn. Like a rough trip.
It was dehydrated. I missed 3 days of work. I missed 3 days of work because his asshole was dehydrated. I stayed hydrated.
Yeah, I bet you did.
So much Army strong. He's gonna get pissed when he says that.
I thought he was the Marines.
I asked. I was like, so you know what? I said, you did 3 tours and you come to Homestead, Miami, and get your ass put by Florida Heat. The fuck? I got a picture of that too. It's a classic when he's in bed like this. He's got an IV in him, and I'm just like, hey. Make the best of it. Yeah, that was the first Homestead trip. Ever since then, it's just been downhill from there. I don't think I've had a good time in Homestead at all, unfortunately.
Maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah. I'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens at SKC. I am in market for new chassis, so that might be the place to fold this one up at.
You mean put it through the wall or?
No, throw it right to the curbs. Dude's a hazard on that some bitch right across over the other side. What grass? That's just artificial grass. That's not going to do anything to the cart.
So, Mick, if anybody wants to get a hold of you to do, so you offer arrive and drive programs, right? So you sell chassis.
Yeah, AEM does arrive and drive. Yeah, we're OTK dealers. We do arrive and drive. We have our own in-house engine program, the AEM engine program, in-house dyno services, all that, OTK parts. We sell Vega tires. We're a Vega tire dealer, MG tire dealer, Miami dealer. So we're about everything that you need to go racing at a high level. So yeah,
Is your engine past
anything you need. They've passed tech all season long.
Shit.
CKNA North and
I
South.
want to win.
Yeah. We could hook you up, man.
I don't know if you'll win,
but you'll go a couple positions higher.
Okay, good. So since I have an AIM engine, that's going to mean I'm going to get like help push forward on the track, or is it just like, oh, you just got a motor? Push away.
I'm not going to push you, but you maybe go forward in a couple positions because you'll have more power.
I'm just hoping that if you do one of my engines, I just actually get to stay in front of you, then you get pissed because one of your engines like, what the fuck?
You're not.
Do I get all the secret sauce? Is there any holding behind on customers' engines? I need to know. Like, I want to know the same sauce you get. I want to get the same on mine. I don't want
the
no
number one
Bubba.
question, but no.
Yeah, that's such a huge
everybody
question.
gets the same motor, dude. Everybody gets the same engine. It's like, everybody says, well, the OTKs, well, this color is different, that color is different. They're all different. They're all the same. And it's like with our engines, they're all good and they're all the same. We don't have any all mediocre engines that other people just knock out the door. All our stuff is in-house. And usually we won't sell engines to people outside of our program because we don't want to just become McDonald's where we're just giving everybody mediocre stuff. We want to give everybody top level stuff that decides to spend money and race with us. And if you make that commitment with us and buy a chassis and run with our race team and commit to AEM, you're going to get, our best stuff. And, our select 8 to 10 customers will get our best, power. And we're not going to become a supply chain where we're just knocking out mediocre engines and saving the good ones for 1 or 2 guys, including myself. That's not how we like to do business.
So if someone
and we think that formula works.
So if somebody wanted to come up and buy your chassis, the moment you get off the track, you'll sell it exactly the way it is?
I'll sell it the way it is with the wheels and tires on it.
And the
gauge.
I have a good question.
And the motor.
That's good. That means that you're not just trying. Yeah, that's good.
I have a good question.
At that point, you're keeping everybody up with the program.
I got nothing. Yeah, dude. We got nothing to hide. So
yeah, that's good. I don't know if everybody's doing that, but that's how it should be done. If you buy something from somebody, don't alter it. Put them on the best stuff, and then that way everybody can move forward. Rather than
exactly. That's the only way to do it.
So in the last 2 months, a lot of people have been, so I didn't notice it till this weekend. I showed up to the track and I'm looking around and everybody's running the new magnesium wheels, and I'm sitting here with my old school Van Ks. I'm like, well, I did something wrong. Is it making that much of a difference really to go spend? Because for me, 206 still budget racing. So is it worth it?
Yeah, it depends, man. It depends. It depends what level you want to run at. If you want to win some CKNA races, you're obviously going to spend more money because the big teams like, our team and RLV, TS, Comet, we're all upgrading our stuff to be better and better and better each time. So, the wheel thing is kind of it's a touchy subject. Like, oh, do I got to buy $700 set of MXC wheels to win? No, you don't. But does it help you get maybe that last 100 in grippy conditions? Yeah, maybe if you're a good enough driver to utilize it. But is that $700 set of wheels going to help you win a race? No.
Thank you. Good. That's kind of what I was looking for, because I'm telling you, if you looked at the grid on Saturday at Heavy, I'm looking around. There was, I think, 12 carts, and there was only 2 of us that didn't have the magnesium wheels. So I'm like, what's going on here? So
it's all in your head. Yeah. If it's what comes with the product, obviously you're going to run it. But if you're on a different chassis and you see those wheels and you think you have to go out and spend all that money, even though it's not part of your product line, to win that race, that's not the case, man. There's way more in the driving. I mean, the driving and the setup knowledge you gain. I mean, these motors are so close that, you know, you're looking, you know, tenths of a horsepower in these engines are like to kill for. So 99% of it's driving, and maybe it's so minuscule with the engines in this class, man. So much of the driving and chassis tuning, honestly. So.
I've said that to you 1,000 times. I said that to them all the time. Just shut up and drive it. It's a 206. Just shut up and drive it. I don't know why. Jorge, with the Alfano, look at time.
Chris.
Like, just shut up and drive the fucking cart. Just shut up and just drive it.
Yeah.
Like, there's
I mean, people could go overboard with this stuff, man, with the data, and they just overwhelm themselves with all that shit. And it's not. It's just not worth the time, man. I mean, honestly, you know, if you run the two-stroke stuff on the other side, it's a little bit more worth it, but it's still it's 90% driver, and you know, it's the brakes program that's what it's all about. I mean, the two-stroke program, that's the motor means a lot more that side than on the four-stroke, but you know, people race four-stroke, and I do too, because everyone wants to see who the best driver is on that given day on an engine platform that provides very good equality. And like I said, you're looking for tenths of a horsepower, not a horsepower or 3 or 4 horsepower, to where you're out of the game, even if you may be the best driver on the grid. What's the matter at that point? Then you're just racing for 5th or 6th, and then it's not fun, then you quit. So, and that's not what karting needs. You know, that's why 206 is so good for karting. So, you know.
So why
we don't leave? Why don't leave? It is fun. I mean, it's more. Everybody's trying to tell us, move up to a 100, move up to this. It's just so fun. We literally can take everything we need for a 206 in the back of our trucks. I literally have a tunnel cover. I push the cart in there. Yeah. I put everything I need to do in my extended cab Chevrolet, and I take everything I can, everything I need basically for a 206. Like, it's so inexpensive. And you can get wrapped up in big races. I mean, I went down to Rock Cup. I do SSKC. I do all those big races out of the back of our trucks. I mean, Gabe does it. My brother does it. None of us. I used to have a trailer, but I was like, this is overkill for a damn 206. So.
No, man. I mean, if you're on a big team or something, I get it. But you don't need that show to go win a big 206 race or a minor 206 race. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you could drive and tune a go-kart okay and have a decent engine, you can win anywhere you go if you're not capable of stuff. So it's not what people crack it up to be. So, you know.
Yeah. Thank you. I mean, it's not F1 in a 206. You know what I mean? Like, all this craziness.
Man,
everybody's
bare
like,
bones it gets, man.
Serious. Stop with all the videos and shit. You need to take the racing seriously. Like, well, we had a little bit of a success, but we like our videos. Yeah. Like, they're fun. I don't know if you watch them.
No, he doesn't watch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man, that's fun.
He doesn't watch them.
I do. I've watched them.
He just fast forward. He said, "What are the credits at? This shit sucks."
Right to the credit. Would you have? So, if you had one advice to give one person or everybody that's just starting in karting, what one advice? Like your first advice, what is that one advice when you tell a new driver?
Laps. Run as many laps as possible. I mean, that's the ultimate key to becoming the best driver that you can be, is just count as many laps as possible. And, you know, obviously it's counterproductive if you just go out and make bad habits all the time. If you don't learn, make laps and talk to knowledgeable people and surround yourself with the best people possible while you're making all those laps, and that'll just further your growth as a driver, you know. So just surround yourself with the best people you can and run as many laps as you possibly can. I mean, every week if you can, 3-4 times a week if it's possible. So, you know, the rest of it's just all mentality and how you handle it, and, you know, all that stuff it can get pretty overwhelming if you get inside your own head about karting and, you know, thinking Roger Penske's there and all that stuff. It's not the case, man. If you just kind of go about it a little easier, I mean, you know, it could just come to you if you do the right thing. So.
It's funny you say Penske. I worked for Penske for almost 9 years. And so every year they actually sent out a thing like for employees, like what things employees are doing on the side that maybe Penske organization could help with. And I'm like, every year I was like, I've always done something in cars, something with cars. And every year I would put in for it to try to get some money from Penske Corp. They didn't care that I was karting on the weekends or drag racing. They don't care.
No, they don't care.
They don't care. They don't care. And not that I was looking to, get a career, but if they send me $500 voucher just to spend on whatever, that's $500 I don't have to spend. But they would always pick something random and out of order. And I'm like, but I put 9 years with the company, never got it. But so where can people reach you if they're trying to get a hold of you?
So you can reach me obviously on Facebook, my Facebook page, Mick Gabriel, or you can look up AEM Karting on Facebook, Instagram. We're pretty easy to find. We got a website, aemkarting.com. We're based out of Bolingbrook, Illinois, in the suburbs of Chicago. So we're all over the web. We should be pretty easy to find for anybody between Facebook, Instagram, our website, or my personal Facebook page.
All right. And in closing, go ahead.
I'm gonna elaborate a little bit on what he said about the when you get started in karting. When I first started into karting, I'd started hearing all the bigger names and stuff like that, and I sometimes wouldn't. I said, shit, why would I even go? Don't let the competition, the people that are going to be there, scare you away from the racing. Don't let like Colin and stuff like that, and be he's going to be there. I'm just not go. That's going to make you a better driver. Also, I'm actually looking forward. I don't think we have raced together. I don't know if I don't think we have, but I'm totally going to look forward to Homestead.
It won't be racing. He'll be too far ahead, Miguel. He'll be too far ahead. He'll be way too far.
Slow down, because I'm going to have the camera on. If you want to be on a jam racing video, you slow down, okay?
Okay. All right.
But it makes me better because racing against Dylan and Colin, that's all, since I've started karting, those are the people I've always had to race against. I never went somewhere and did not have to race against those guys. It's SSKC here and everything locals. It was just always against those guys. So it just don't let the competition scare you. Let it actually drive you, because you guys are all great guys. Obviously, you're here. You're willing to spread your knowledge because it's about karting. It's about getting more people in it, not shuffling people out. Well, I'm so and so, but I think it's just don't let the competition scare you either. Who's going to be there or what they're doing. Just race your own race and let things happen to where you're going to go. That was my biggest thing when I first started karting. It's like, oh God, Like I want to do good, but these guys are like great. They've been racing go-karts since they were like 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, and we just got into it. I was 25 when I get into it, so it's like, but I guess that's I just want to elaborate on that too. It's just like, don't let the competition scare you. Because I'm actually looking forward. If we're going to race medium, I'm actually looking forward to it. I think it'd be great. I don't know if my stock motor is going to keep up, but I'm actually looking forward to it because it's just going to make me a better driver. And then plus, when you're in front of me, I'm going to get as much video. I'm going to watch it over and over again, and I'm just going to put it on YouTube so everybody else can watch your line too. No, I'm just kidding. Jorge will do that. I don't do the editing. I don't do nothing to videos. Jorge will probably religiously watch that thing. Like, he would just keep like, where did Gabriel go here? Where did Mick go here? Like, where'd he go? So Jorge's a cheater. Jorge learned everything he learned from Orlando from watching my videos, that asshole. And sharing data. Don't share data straight from the Alfano either.
So
straight from the Alfano. I love it.
One final question before we wrap up here. It's probably the most important question. Are you Team Verstappen or Team Hamilton?
Dude, honestly, I've barely been home to watch F1, but I'm not a Lewis Hamilton fan at all. I like Verstappen. So I'm probably siding with the peanut gallery here on that. So
we agree. So, well, everyone, thank you for watching. If you followed along, this is Mick Gabriel. He is absolutely one of the top drivers in the nation. This is why we do karting, right? Like, I would have never thought that last weekend I would have had the opportunity to race with him, but it was an absolutely blast. The kid is extremely talented. So I'm looking forward in a couple of weeks to see him, Dylan, Miguel Jr., all these guys in the SSKC series kind of duke it out, and I'm going to sit my heavy ass and I'm going to watch these guys race, and it's going to be great and fun. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like, share. Again, we do this for you. Anyone in the karting community, if you're trying to get something out there, just reach out. We'll make a podcast. It could be as short or as long as it needs to be. But we do it for here. We do it for each other. So thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, man.